All right, so now we're going to look at the Instructor Addendum, which is, so if the division syllabus here is like the same thing for everybody here at Northeast State, and kind of the same thing for all sorts of different schools besides just Northeast State, the Instructor Addendum is like our policies for how we're going to do stuff in this class. So we're going to go over this now. That pulled up nicely. Thank you, Instructor Addendum. My name's Amy Davis. If you need to get in contact with me, which a lot of times happens, especially in an online class, just reach out. The best way to get in contact with me is here on D2L. Just go up to class list and select my name, and a blank message will pop up immediately. If my email is aldavis@northeaststate.edu. If you want to use your Outlook to email me, like your Northeast State Outlook account that you have, you can use that. I do prefer D2L just because it helps us all kind of keep things together, but you can email me there. If you're emailing me from like a Gmail or something, I may not get it, just because there's a lot of security stuff in place for like keeping things safe. So if you're emailing me from a Gmail or something that's outside of the Northeast State stuff, just know I may not get it. And the best way to contact me really is through just going up there to class list, clicking on my name. I do have office hours in person. If you're around Blountville, you can stop by. I have office hours Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 1 to 3. My office is in H108, which is in the Humanities building, off to the side a little bit here. We can also make appointments online, like we can do a Zoom call if you like. Just make sure that you're scheduling that in advance, and give me some options of when we can do that. I do have, other stuff going on, so I will work with you to schedule that, but don't expect like me to be able to Zoom with you that moment. Okay. So this is English Comp 2, Spring 2025 online. So here's some guidelines for success. Read this and all the other stuff. That's probably the best thing you can do. Especially if you're taking an online class, is know what's in there. Read everything. I'll post an announcement every week. Watch all the videos, like do the stuff. Okay. So it's up to you to, make sure you know that, kind of where everything is. Get used to the layout of the course. It's your responsibility to read all the instructions and all the, resources and all of that. And it's also your responsibility to ask questions if you get confused. So I don't want anybody falling behind. I'm happy to help you get caught up. I'm happy to clarify things for you. But it is up to you to, look through stuff, that should make sense. So familiarize yourself with the layout of this course. So we're 100% online. Like being able to work D2L is crucial. So you got to be able to navigate it effectively. So know how to find all that stuff. That I'm not using UJA this semester, so if things say UJA, like just know it's the video. Also, manage your files well. Decide if you're going to use Google Docs, then keep all your stuff in Google Docs. Make a folder for Comp 1 or Comp 2. If you would like to use Word, I'm going to show you this. You have Microsoft Word through Northeast State that makes it really easy to keep track of stuff. So if you go to the Office 365 thing, you can go down here to apps, click on Word, and hey, you've got all this stuff. You can also use like the PowerPoint and Excel and whatever if you need to for something else. We're mostly just going to use basic documents. So just know that you do have access to Word through Northeast State, and that would be a good thing to use. Stuff you turn in. So if you're somebody who uses like a Mac or Apple products, D2L does not accept uploads from Pages. Like you can upload it, but it doesn't actually work. So all of the documents that you upload need to be either a Word file or a PDF file. If it's a Pages document, which is just like Apple's version of Word, it's not going to open, and I'm going to ask you to resubmit it. Name your files things that make something that makes sense. Don't expect yourself to remember something was called document 9. Like give it a title that makes sense. Learn how to use your software in D2L. I'm happy to answer your questions, but like I will honestly, if you ask me a question like how does this work on D2L, I'm just going to Google it and send you a YouTube video. So let's see, learn to use it yourself a little bit. If you're not sure how to use Word, or you're not sure how to use Google Docs or whatever you want to use, that's okay. But it is kind of also up to you to figure that out. I can help you with it to some degree, but mostly if you ask me, how do I use Word? How do I make a heading? I'm going to Google it and send you a YouTube video. So yeah, keep everything. So do, like, if you're somebody who's like confused or new to, or just not proficient with using Word or Google Docs, take the time to figure it out. Like it just, that's important. If you want some resources, I'm happy to help. But I'm probably not going to like walk you through just how to use Word. I'll send you a video. Even your discussion posts. So something I get sometimes is people saying, oh, I wrote my discussion post, but then it deleted it or something. So even if there's like a text box for the discussion post, write your discussion in a Google Doc or write your discussion in a Word doc and then paste it into that text box just in case something screwy happens with your internet, so that you can definitely get that submitted and not have to like redo anything. Okay. So if you write me and say, oh, hey, Miss Davis, I wrote my whole discussion, but it deleted it. You're going to have to rewrite the discussion. I can't give you points for something that isn't there. So a good way to not lose stuff is to keep track of your files well and make sure you're writing everything where it's going to get saved and not accidentally get deleted. So write your discussion boards in a document and then paste it into the text box would be how I do it. In order to upload things to assignments, in order to turn things in, you do have to download your files. So you can't share it, like you can't just hit share and it work. You have to download a copy of your document, either as a Word document or a PDF, and then you can upload it to the computer. So it has to come down out of the cloud in order to go into D2L. So just remember that you can't just hit share and that work. You're going to need to download the file and then upload it to submit. D2L is old like that, just kind of is what it is. So ask for help. It's totally normal to be confused and frustrated and overwhelmed sometimes, especially if you have a bunch of online classes and they're all kind of organized differently, and you have a bunch of writing to do. That's totally normal. It's okay. You will make it. So just, it'll be okay. So those things are fine. Being confused and frustrated is also a natural part of the writing process, unfortunately, but it doesn't have to turn into existential dread and despair. So reach out if you're spiraling. I will help you. I'm here to help you. I want you to be successful, and I will do my part to make sure that you can be successful. But, like most things in life, it's up to you how you perform in this class. And it's like anything else, that you'll get out of it what you put into it. So you're in charge of your own learning. It's up to you to stay on top of things. It's up to you to reach out. It's up to you. Okay. So late work and revision, I very much value not late work. I very much value like flexibility and being compassionate. Like I understand, especially with online classes, that people have a lot of stuff going on. So just communicate with me. You don't need to like grovel or say, oh, I'm so sorry. I understand. It's okay. So if you need help turning things in or you get behind, just let me know. I'll work with you as best I can. I can't know what's going on if you don't tell me. You don't have to tell me all the nitty gritties of your life, but you do need to tell me that you need some help. Otherwise I can't help you. So, I will happily work with you. But it is up to you to reach out, and it is up to you to kind of, do it. So unexcused late essays and assignments will lose 1 point for each day late unless you talk to me about it. This is going to say provide dated written documentation. I'm not too worried about that dated written documentation. Just, talk to me about it. I'm generally not going to start deducting points automatically. If things are a couple days late, that's okay. Revision is a great, so say you write an essay and it's just kind of not great. You don't get the grade that you wanted on it. You are welcome to revise any of our major assignments. You do have to do that by the end of the semester. And a good, successful revised essay will address all of the instructor feedback, including the rubric. So yeah, you can revise anything. So nothing's set in stone until the very end. And I'm happy to help you with revision. Communicate. I am super happy to answer your questions. Especially if you've already looked for the answer. So like if you're asking me, hey, when does this due? And it's kind of clear that you're not sure, like you don't know where things are. I'm going to probably tell you, I'll answer you, but I will tell you, hey, you need to get used to D2L. You need to familiarize yourself with this. You need to look it up yourself. Do a little bit of legwork to get familiar with the class and get familiar with your word processing software. And I will be super nice to you and help you as best as you can. If you have a question that's like going to be really long and complicated, I am going to ask to meet with you, just because that tends to work better and limits confusion. So I'm happy to meet with you on Zoom or Teams, and we can talk through more complicated things. Please do use D2L as your primary communication method with me. So again, go to class list, click on my name, and it'll make it show up. I'm committed to communicating with you promptly. I check D2L like every day, several times, except on holidays, and every once in a while on the weekend, but don't count on it. You can write to me whenever you want, and I'll respond to you when I'm at work next. So depending on what my schedule's like and when you send your message, you may hear back super soon. But if not, it'll usually be within 24 hours during the week, excluding weekends. So if you haven't heard back, it's been like several days and you're like, what's going on? I haven't heard back from her. It might have your messages might have gotten lost. So there's no need to get upset or frustrated. Just, resend it. Ask me if I got your message. D2L does eat some emails every once in a while. It's a dinosaur. So just, send it again if it's been like 3 days or something. I'm never going to ignore you on purpose. I mostly just, sometimes things get lost in the shuffle, and that's okay. But I do check D2L every day that is a work day, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. If you haven't involved, like if your question's kind of long and it's going to take me an answer, or I need to ask someone else or something like that, I may not get back to you immediately, just because I'll be trying to figure it out. So just, give me a little bit of time, give me 24, 48 hours to get back to you. And all will be well. If you're having issues with D2L messages are kind of like their inbox sucks. You can email me. Please, if you're going to email me, do it from your Northeast State address so that doesn't get lost too. Plagiarism, cheating, and academic misconduct. So academic honesty is really important. It just is, right? Like cheating, plagiarism, other forms of academic dishonesty are not good. Like that's just not a good way to go through things. This class is a writing class, so can think about it like AI use and plagiarism and all those things. That's going to be under a microscope here because this is the kind of class where people do that. So I don't expect you to necessarily like there's no test to cheat on, but like there's almost always some kind of plagiarism or AI problem. So just maybe pre-think, I'm not going to do that in this class. Because I will definitely be looking out for those things just because academic honesty is important. It's keeps things fair. That's good, right? So it is up to you to clearly understand what constitutes plagiarism, cheating, and academic misconduct. Look at this manual. Look at even if you haven't read this stuff still does apply. So look at it. Plagiarism is theft. Plagiarism is just taking someone else's words and trying to pass them off as your own. You are expected to be aware that plagiarism includes careless, inaccurate, or missing documentation for sources. Documentation is necessary for anything you get online, from websites, libraries, journals, magazines, discussion groups, as well as books, magazines, all that stuff. So anything that you didn't write, we need to say where you got it from. That's all that means. So presenting someone else's work as your own is unethical, so not good. This includes not acknowledging outside information as someone else's, buying an essay, allowing someone else to write your essay, paraphrasing without documentation, and findings will be submitted on the essay. So be careful that you're reviewing your drafts before you turn it in. And hopefully it doesn't get to that, but this can be serious and, involve failing the class or having issues with the college if you plagiarize. So just know what that means and what can happen. All right, so this up here is the college's official policy on AI. So using AI to write all or part of your essay is considered cheating. It is. It's cheating, okay? Just file that away. And not permitted. The use of any artificial intelligence tool such as ChatGPT must be cited for an assignment where it has been used. So let's say you're writing, you were talking about imagery or something. I don't know why you necessarily do it this way, and you placed into your essay a definition of imagery that you got from AI. You need to cite that just like you'd cite anything else. All right. So, AI counts as the internet, so if you pull information from there, it needs to be cited correctly. So direct quotes need to be in quotation marks. Anything that is directly pulled from ChatGPT needs to be in quotation marks and cited, just like anything else. So our AI tools may not be used unless specifically allowed by the instructor. We can do some AI stuff. There's some uses for it that are really good. You don't have to, but we can use it for a few things. But if any AI tool is used in a manner not allowed by the instructor, the college's academic misconduct section of the disciplinary offenses will apply. So just if you use AI to write your whole paper, that's not okay. All right. If you use Grammarly to help fix your, fix your sentence structure or something, that's okay. For the most part, Grammarly can be a little bit of a gray area, but, do not use AI help with an assignment unless it specifically says AI allowed. So you'll notice that none of your discussion board posts say AI allowed, so don't use it for that. There are a few assignments that I will say you can use AI for the following things. And if you do use AI, you must do so ethically in pre-approved ways. I'll tell you what ways are okay. And you must submit an AI use report. So watch the AI video and look at that module about it. If you turn in an essay that has a lot of AI in it, and you didn't submit an AI use report, it will be considered academic dishonesty and still subject to penalty. So this isn't a situation where you can just use AI to write your paper and be done. So here's what happens if you do, though. So for any instance of plagiarism or misuse of AI, you will receive a score of 0. So straight out 0. And I will tell you, I will write in the comment, like, there's, I will tell you why you received the 0. You can always redo it, but it will be up to you to do that. So you'll just outright receive a 0. If there's a question about it, I won't grade it yet, and I'll reach out to you or something. But if it's very clear, then you're going to get a 0 at first. So don't be alarmed. So you'll get a 0 for any assignment in which you engage in academic misconduct, such as cheating, plagiarism, and dishonest use of AI software like ChatGPT. For your first events, you can revise or rewrite it if you also complete an extra assignment. So you got to reach out to me about that. I have a little thing that you can do. So if you plagiarize or use AI wrong, you're going to get a 0. In order to get that 0 changed, you're going to need to reach out to me and rewrite your essay and also do this secondary little project. So you'll have more homework to do if you use it incorrectly. So it's up to you to contact me about the rewrite and the extra assignment. After you redo it, you can't get higher than a 70 on that paper. So this isn't a thing where you can like turn it in an totally AI generated paper and then just redo it and still get an A. So if you turn it in and it's definitely strongly AI used, and you're not covering your bases, then the highest you're going to get is a 70, and you're going to have to do another assignment in order to get that 70. Okay. Second instance will result in course failure. So anytime this happens, I fill out a little form, and usually it doesn't go anywhere. It's just, hey, to keep things nice and organized on my end, I fill out a form and that says that there was some kind of issue. So if there's a second offense, like at that point we will have a paper trail a little bit, and you will end up failing the course. So what you can do to kind of cover your butt on this is to review your Turnitin report for every essay. That's in the assignment folder. Turnitin is our plagiarism checking software, and it also detects AI. It doesn't detect AI with perfect like percentage rate, but if it says that you have 100% AI use, then it's usually true. Okay. The unfortunate thing is it doesn't show you your AI score. So if there's any question about that, I'm more than happy to show you your report, and talk to you about it. If you turn something in and you're like, oh crap, I accidentally plagiarized, which does happen, just see, look at your Turnitin report and make those changes, and it's no big deal. So I'll accept any changes made to an essay prior to its deadline, no penalty. So just don't worry about it. Okay. Honestly, look, I would rather you turn in all of your stuff late than to turn in something that's written by AI or that's plagiarized. Okay. Because it's okay to turning things in late isn't really the end of the world for us in this class. But turning in something that's not your own work is an ethical problem. It's dishonest, and we'll take it pretty seriously. So just, turn something in late. Just make sure it's your own work, and you'll be fine in this class. Attendance, turn things in. Grade calculation, there's different, you can look here for how much things are worth. Sometimes this does fluctuate depending on class needs, but that's generally the breakdown. As the semester progresses, if we need to update some of our policies or something comes up, I will update this document, and I will post an announcement on D2L to let you know. So if we have some issue that needs to be addressed, I will let you know. But look over that instructor addendum. Gentle reminder that you are responsible for all of the information that is in this course. So your assignment for this first week is to look through content, read the documents under course info and AI, and then watch these videos. So if you do that, then you'll be okay. Like you'll know what's up. So there's a lot of stuff down here, right? But we paced it pretty well. So just take it 1 week at a time, familiarize yourself with everything, and you will be good to go.